I'd like to give you some tips about preparing slides for your presentation. First of all, your slides should project a professional image. Lucky you, slides are for free. PowerPoint, Keynote, or Prezi don't charge you per slide. In the past, presenters had to pay for transparencies and permanent markers used with overhead projectors. So now, thanks to presentation software, you don't need to squeeze in a lot of information on a single slide. Each slide should be simple and clear. You can email them, save them on flash disks, or file sharing sites or apps. Actually, do take a lot of precautions saving your slide on different sources, and remember Murphy's rule. Things do not always run smoothly, especially when it's your big day. One good thing about slides is that they are editable. You can even edit them the last minute if you need to. They allow integration of pictures, GIFs, charts, or even videos. They can be copied or printed if you'd like to share them. You can use the hide and reveal technique very easily on slides, which would help your audience look at only the item you're referring to. The structure of your slides is what I'd like to talk about now. One usually uses 1 or 2 slides per minute, but of course it all depends on the content of your slide and how you're going to refer to your slide. Always show an outline of what you will talk about in your introduction. Include only your main points on your outline. Stick to your outline throughout your presentation. You might need to refer back to your outline just when you would like to start talking about your next points. If you do so, it will make the audience follow you much easier. What will also help your audience is using points, items, notes, but not full sentences. Your slides shouldn't be self-explanatory. Apply the KISS method. Keep it short and simple. If your slides could serve the purpose of your presentation, you wouldn't need to present at all. You could just email them to the audience. If you exceed 4 or 5 points per slide, your slide may be too busy for the audience to fully grasp. So avoid wordiness, use keywords and phrases only. This will help your audience concentrate on what you're saying rather than reading ahead, and therefore it will keep your presentation focused. Use at least 18 for font size. It makes sense to use larger font size for your titles. Use a standard font. Times New Roman or Arial will be much easier for your audience to read than other fancy alternatives. Capitalize only when necessary. You don't want to look like you're shouting at your audience with your capital letters. Do not use unnecessary and distracting animation. Use animation that will draw the attention of your audience. The quality of the projectors and the physical setting of each auditorium varies. To be on the safe side, choose a light color for your background and a contrasting color for your font. You might want to use a different color for your titles, but don't use too many colors. It's distracting. Still, make sure your title color too contrasts with your background. Don't forget, it's not decorative items on your slides that counts. It's the message you'd like to convey. So don't go overboard with the background slide design either. Use the same background consistently throughout your presentation. Proof your slides for spelling and grammar mistakes. It's difficult to spot mistakes once you're too familiar with the material you've been working on. Let your work sleep. Defamiliarize yourself first, and then have a look at your slides again. It's also a good idea to ask a friend to proofread your slides. Provide an effective sense of closure with a conclusion slide. Summarize your points on your slide. You might also want to write a message on your final slide. Make sure it's short and simple. Have a slide to remind you to invite questions and to keep in the background when you're answering the questions.